Hi, my name is Megan Flanagan. I am a coach at Mindset and Momentum, a coaching incubator for female entrepreneurs. And today on Coaching Corner, I am really happy to have back Kelly Sturtevant. Kelly is a not only a Facebook ad specialist, but she is also a coach with me. And we are two of four coaches now
Mhm.
in Rachel Peterson's social click. And we've been doing that. I think I've been coaching there for 4 years. Kel, how long have you been coaching?
I think I've been a little over two and a half,
Mhm.
maybe closer to three. I can't quite
Yeah.
remember. It's been a while.
Yeah. So those of who are not familiar with the social click, Rachel Peterson started a community she started it for social media managers and to teach them how to market. But what happened was like all these people literally from all over the world came to learn about marketing from Rachel. And she is hands down one of the best, most authentic people. Therefore, her teaching style is the same. And it's one that I love. I still work for her and her husband, and we're on the coaching team. And it's turned now into a course. It's a course container where you can sign up for the course and be in the container and ask the coaches questions. So again, Kelly and I are half of that coaching team, which we absolutely love. But Kel, why don't you just give us a little background about yourself and what you do and just who you like coaching?
For sure.
Throw that at you.
So as you touched on, I'm Facebook ads strategist. I love all things Facebook advertising or meta advertising. I love teaching social media managers and small business owners how to use Facebook ads to help grow their own businesses forward. But I also love coaching in the entrepreneurial space for people who are just kind of getting started into business and need that extra guidance and support to help them build their businesses. And I love talking about, oh my, I love talking about all things in terms of that. But my couple of my sweet spots that I really get lit up about when we coach is I love helping businesses kind of find those pieces missing from their own ecosystems. Like we all know as service-based businesses that the end result is often your one-on-one client work, but there's
Mhm.
often not enough hours in the day to take on more clients in those spaces. So I
Right.
love helping them kind of find all of the pieces that can come before that to help serve your ideal clients or your market at levels that make sense that don't take up a lot of your time. So I really love that space, and I also love when people have troubles with client conversations. And as service providers, we always know that there's always scope creep that happens in contracts. There's always clients that you have red flags that you choose to ignore until it's too late. You have clients that take advantage. You have clients that you just, you need to have those difficult conversations with. So I love being able to kind of help them kind of navigate those types of questions and give them, help in terms of what responses should come back to them. So those are
Mhm.
two of my favorite things to coach on.
Nice. Um, in regards to the social click, because we're dealing with a few hundred people in that container,
Mhm.
and how we handle Q&As, what are some of the top questions that come up for you as a coach during these Q&A sessions that you just love coaching on, like the problems that people bring to you? So,
Yeah, the kind of the big ones that have popped up within the last year are really around I building their own businesses is what's missing, what can I do better, how can I continue to build revenue in my business when you have that churn of client work that goes through. We know as service providers that clients don't stay with you for an obscene amount of time. Like there is a shelf life for most people
mhm,
with client work. So most people get to the point where clients are stable and, everything's going well, but they really want to start to up level into what can help them provide that more income into their business without taking up more of their time. And I love being able to kind of help them navigate that. A lot of times it's as simple as, I don't even know how to get people into an email list. And,
Yeah.
like we practice what we preach in terms of, like, you need to be building an email list in order to continue to grow your business, hands down. And no matter what anybody says, email is still the most important thing in your business will ever own. Like, we don't own our social platforms. We don't own anything that is
Right.
online except our email list.
Mhm.
So when businesses get to the point where, like, I need to start growing a list, I love helping them figure out what are those things that they can offer to get that email from someone and get a subscriber and to continue to nurture them through. So those are kind of the bigger questions that come up that I love talking about.
Yeah. And one thing I think you're really good at is breaking down the steps
Mhm.
we'll need to do, because we talk about, oh, build your email list, or you'll hear some, like commercial on TikTok, or, like Instagram going, I can help you build your email list to 10,000 in 30 days. And it's like, really? Like, but they don't tell you what it's going to cost you in time or money.
Yeah.
Or if they say it's free, what's going to cost you in time, and how many lead magnets you have to create, and how many, the email nurturing, and everything that's involved, because it's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I think if that's the one thing that people um come to me and ask, like, how can I start my own business? Just like, be prepared to be overwhelmed. Like, you have to handle overwhelm, because there's a lot of messaging coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
And, finding the right people to teach you the right thing is key to your success. And that's, I always go back to, everybody knows, like, I always shout Rachel's praises, because it was that one person that pivoted my business and my career, and, also made me realize how I can look around and trust certain people to teach me certain things and what
Mhm.
to look out for. So one of
Right.
the things I love about your coaching style is being able to see big pictures for people, and helping them identify the holes in their business, and where it makes sense for them at that stage of the business.
Yeah. And I think, like, the coaching sphere in general is been under fire for a while now, and we're
Mhm.
seeing a lot we're seeing a lot of really big names that are kind of getting into hot water because they have these outlandish, I don't know if they're promises or claims or, whatever they're offering or whatnot, where if someone's starting out, like, those are highly unattainable. And I really always hated those messages. And that's why I think why, we've naturally gravitated towards Rachel and her ecosystem is, she's very much a, base level, to help you get started. And that's kind of the approach I've taken on
Mhm.
myself in terms of that. Is, again, there's enough noise out in the world to give you overwhelm, that my heart wants you to just get started at the level that you can kind of achieve, and to be able to walk through the steps knowing, okay, if I know this is what I want to do or want to build,
Mhm.
then this is kind of the backtrack we need to do to kind of set that up, and kind of work through that overwhelm without really crashing and burning, because we know that happens to a lot of people. Is, you need to do this, but there's 50 steps that come before that, and it's just like, well, why bother?
Right.
I'm not going to do that. So I like to be able to kind of break that down and say, okay, well, let's set one goal first. Let's see if we
Mhm.
can get this piece done, and then guess what? That's a big achievement, and then we can get to the next one and to the next one, and kind of really map that out on a level that makes sense for most people starting out, or most people who are ready to start growing their business that next stage.
Right. Um, so it's funny, as you're known as a Facebook ad specialist, and you coach people on that. It's a little, I don't know, maybe I'll get a little racy here. It's a dirty little secret that you're coaching people on strategy and doing quite well with it. So I'm gonna, make that public now, and everybody's gonna know. But they were going to anyway. If you could pick like a dream client, not like a brand or a person, but if you have one, yeah, shout it out. But like, what would an ideal client be like for you to coach on strategy? Like,
Oh, oh, that's a good one. I think for me, I have this unique experience in a sense, because with ads, when people get to the point they're ready to run ads, ads are kind of that last stage in terms of,
mhm,
you know, building the revenue, building the businesses. We have products and services that we want to put out into the world. We're ready to put money behind it. But there's so many businesses that I get that get to that point where they want to run ads where they don't have pieces back. They're like, I've created a mastermind, or I've created a webinar, I've created a high ticket coaching program, whatever the case may be. But there is nothing that comes before that. And I mean, I know most people think, you know, high ticket coaching programs is the end all be all or whatnot. And yes, to a point, there's many that can do that. But for most people coming in, I'm not about to hand over 1,000, several thousand, or even tens of thousands of dollars to someone unless I know you can do something at a lower level. So for me, it's often been, if this is your end result, then how can you get people to that result on a level that, you know, can still help you bring in revenue to the business, but can help build that know, like, and trust factor,
right,
so that that offer becomes a no-brainer offer. No one is purchasing $5,000 coaching programs from a cold Facebook ad. No
right,
one is doing that, you know.
right.
So if this is the end result, then what are the things that need to come before that you can help solve those pain points for your audience? And that's what I love being able to kind of look at. And I have this, I don't know, I hate the word gift, but I have this gift in a
Yeah,
sense
you
of being
do.
able to see someone's business and to be able to go, okay, well, this is your end result. You're missing this piece, this piece, this piece,
Hmm.
for it to make sense. And
Right,
9 times out of 10, people have these pieces already in their business. They just don't know it.
right.
So I love being able to help them identify, you know, all of their assets that they have, and to be able to say, well, you know, you could take these 5 pieces and make something out of it. You could take these 2 pieces and
Hmm.
create something here. You could fill the gap that your audience is here. How can you have those conversations with your audiences to be able to see what they need
Right.
that you can fill those gaps for? So I think I have this unique ability, because of my experience with ads, to
Hmm.
be able to see, like, there's so much that comes before the ad that needs to be in place,
Right.
before we really do want to start throwing any kind of money into paid marketing.
Yeah.
So I love being able to help solve that and to
Right.
give them a better shot at making their ads work better for them in the
Yeah.
end.
I love that. And of course, it makes total sense because if an ad's not working, you look into the why. And the
Yeah.
why is what's all happening before you place that ad to make the ad work. So
Yeah. And I
it's
think
genius.
too,
I love it.
uh,
Yeah.
a lot of times people will start running ads and they're like, well, my ads don't work. That Zuckerberg's just taking all my money and that's the end of it. Well, that's not the case. Like, believe it or not, Meta wants you to succeed, because if you succeed,
You
you will
spend more
continue to
money.
put more money into them. So when people say things like that, I always kind of question them, like, it's not always the ad that is the fault. Yes, you can put out terrible ads out there, but a lot of the times it's your offer.
Right.
And that's where people aren't really kind of looking into it, going, okay, I think I have this amazing product, or this amazing service, or this amazing whatever, but no one's
Mhm.
taking it. Well,
Right.
now we need to kind of deep dive why. And I'm 100% my own worst enemy when it comes to that too. I've put out things where it's like, this is exactly what people need. And then you look at your conversion rates, you're like, oh, well, that's not the truth. So I love being able to kind of, you know, look back and say, how can we make these things better? What are those pain points our audiences are having, and how can I serve it better?
That's awesome. And yes, it is a gift. Like it is a gift, it's a talent, and it's something you keep getting better and better at too as you're doing it. So I
No,
love
thank
it.
you.
Um, Thank you for joining us on this episode of Coach's Corner. Where can people find you? I mean, obviously, I'll put it in the notes, but where can people find you if they would love a consult or a discovery call, or just want to dive in and hire you for a strategy call?
For sure. You can find me on also almost all social media platforms at the handle at Kel Sturtevant. On TikTok, there's a period between Kel and Sturtevant. And you can find me on my website at bluepagesocial.com. And there is a contact us button, so you can send in a application form to let me know a little bit more about your business and what you're looking for in terms of support. And then we can have conversations about that afterwards. So
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here today, Kel.
well, thanks for
Appreciate it.
having me.
Bye.